I'm in the car. Spent 2 days in Colorado with my cousin, which was so nice. Just catching up and hanging out. Yesterday we went to the Botanic Gardens in Denver. Saw some beautiful Salvador Dali pieces, botanical watercolors he had done. They were incredible. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, so that was really amazing to see. And the gardens themselves were just really gorgeous all around. Really nice to just be in that much nature. Then we all got some really good ice cream, went to a really great dispensary because it's Colorado. Spent the night just chilling. Here I am on my way. My next stop is Moab, Utah. I'm going to a campground down there near the Arches National Park, Canyonlands National Park. So much crazy shit has happened since I've been here. I don't know. I had a really good time, so I can't be like so 100% negative or anything like that, and I'm not trying to be, but literally as soon as I pulled in to my cousin's street, I got pulled over by a freaking cop. And I'm gonna put sunscreen on my body because I'm a pale white person. I got pulled over and this guy said I was going 10 miles over the speed limit. I give him my license and registration and all that, and he goes to his car, and I'm sitting there in my car and I'm like, okay, and then I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's like an 85% chance that I was not speeding. Because, for one, I'm not a speeder. I have never had a speeding ticket in my life. I got pulled over for going too slow when I first got my permit. So, like, I do not speed. It is not something I enjoy doing, especially on unfamiliar roads. For two, this road I was on was like this little dirt road to get to her house. And I was following a gravel truck that was literally going 15 miles an hour almost the entire time. And I was keeping a safe distance and everything, but I was following it forever. It was literally going 15 miles an hour. And I was kind of irritated, but I was like, whatever, okay. It turned out not even a mile before I did. And then I turned onto the street my cousin lives on, and I can't turn fast in this car right now because I have so much shit. I will flip over. So I was careening in, and he pulled forward and followed me in. It's like $150, and there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to pay that with everything else I have to pay for. And I'm going to contest it because it doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to contest it and say literally I was pulling into where my cousin lives. I was not on this road for very long. I was literally following a gravel truck, and the guy was kind of a dick, and apparently the cops over here are dicks because it's a small town. So that was how I was greeted from Colorado. That was not a great start, but you know, I didn't let it ruin my fun or anything. We still had a good time. Then yesterday, a big chunk of 70 is closed right now because of flooding and mudslides. I have to go a completely different route, so my supposed to be 5-hour trip is now turning into an 8-hour trip to my campsite. And I was gonna leave early this morning, but I was having laptop problems. I don't have enough storage in this brand new laptop that I bought in January for school because I was in online school and my old laptop would not let me do anything. So I had to buy a brand new laptop with less than half the amount of storage that I used to have. And now it won't let me upload any videos because I don't have enough storage. And my cousin is a computer expert. That's like what she does for a living, so she was helping me with it, but it was taking forever, and there was all this nonsense about it that I was getting really frustrated with. And it just comes down to the point that I made a very impulsive purchase with that laptop. I didn't really consider the consequences for all this video work that I am doing and am going to be doing. I really need a desktop. So it was this whole mess for hours this morning. I had to grab my hard drive out of the chaos that is my car, my giant dinosaur hard drive. I had to keep deleting things and loading things different places and restarting my computer. So I tried using the iCloud, but then the iCloud was registering as storage space on my computer even though it wasn't supposed to be. It was nonsense. So now it's noon and I have just left, which means I won't get to my campsite till maybe like 9. This is gonna be a long day, and I'm trying to not be negative, and at this point I just feel really mad and frustrated. There's just a lot going on. I think I reorganized my car a little better, so that's good. I'm trying to look at the positive in some aspects though, and you know, maybe this was sort of supposed to weirdly happen. Maybe this long 8-hour trip was a good thing for me, because now I'm going to be passing down a different area that my cousins are saying is very beautiful. And I was looking at the area I'd be driving through. we realized that part of it is Aspen area, where Hunter S. Thompson used to live. There's a lot of stuff down there regarding his crazy adventures there, and I don't know a whole lot about Hunter S. Thompson except that he's a crazy dude, and I've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But the artist he worked with a lot of his stuff, Ralph Steadman, I love. He is one of my favorite artists. I follow his stuff a lot. I think his stuff is just so weird and amazing and beautiful and creepy, and I love it. So I looked around that area. I found maybe a gallery that exists, maybe doesn't exist. It's a little confusing. I'm gonna try to stop there as my halfway point. We ended up watching Where the Buffalo Roam, which is a Hunter S. Thompson movie with Bill Murray. I hadn't seen that one before. It's not as insane as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but Bill Murray was just so funny. Then another weird coincidence that happened was we went to a sandwich shop yesterday for lunch, and we happened to see a photo of two of the Muppets, Gonzo and Animal, in that car scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Gonzo was Hunter S. Thompson and Animal was his attorney. You know, I'm a puppeteer and I love the Muppets, and I took a picture of it while we were there, and then all this started happening and we were like, wait a second, that's so crazy. I'm a little over halfway through my trip. I'm still really glad I took this trip and everything, and I think it's been teaching me a lot. I think it's been such a good thing for me with all of the shit I've been through. At the same time, I think I am realizing that I still am not feeling great mentally, emotionally, and that's not something that is gonna change overnight. That's not something that's going to change just because I'm doing this trip. It's just like when little stuff will happen, when stuff goes wrong, I have to really be calm about it and not panic with this trip, because that's kind of my first instinct right now, is panic. And then anytime I'm thinking about the future, I panic. I'm still feeling so messed up about moving to California and whatever the hell I'm supposed to be doing, and money, and the world at large, and coronavirus, and all the cases, and fires that are happening, and global warming, and the smoke that's here is so bad. And it's just like making me depressed again. It's just making me feel hopeless again. And I really am trying so hard to fight that feeling, and I don't notice it as much when I'm with people, when I'm having a good time, but then something will always come up. It'll always come up and be like, oh, here's all this expensive stuff that's happening in your life that you don't have enough money for, or here's your career that you have no idea how you're gonna do anymore, and you don't know what you're doing with your art anymore, and remember that, and remember how hard it is gonna be to live in California, and remember that the world is fucking falling apart, people are horrible, corporations are doing all this horrible stuff, we're in an even shittier deep shithole, and still people aren't taking it seriously. When I just see all this other stuff happening around me that's just so bad, not just in my personal life, but as a whole, as a world as a whole. Why are we so negative all the time? Why is this negativity just seeped in everybody, even if you're having a good time? Somebody has to remind somebody about how horrible something is. Somebody has to mention, oh, but that's bad, and this is bad, and that's bad, and something has to remind you about how bad the world is, and how bad things are gonna be, how things are going to be so much worse. How do you just look at these bad things and think, oh, that's okay. I'm surrounded by negativity. I'm surrounded by the world seeming like it's fucking ending constantly, and it's even more so since 2020, and that's okay. I'm still going to be here. What does it even matter if it's all horrible, you know? And I don't like thinking it's all horrible. That's part of the reason I did this trip, because I don't want to think it's all horrible, because I want to find beauty in things. I want to find joy again. I want to be with people and be in the world and see what it has to offer. And I just don't know. It's working in a sense, but it's also not working at the same time, because then when things come up, they hit again. They hurt again. I just like want to be back in my apartment, just ignoring everything, being with my fucking cat, blocking myself out from everything, and just having that safe space. Instead, I'm on the road, and I love it, and I wanted to see what was outside of my apartment, and instead it's just like things are just happening. that are bad. I don't even feel like this is about the ticket or money or career. It is, but it's also just like at large as a whole. I don't know how people do it. I really don't. I really, really don't. I feel like you either have to just be really oblivious and live a life that's really shallow, or live a life that's negative. I don't know how people can be genuine and see the genuine beauty and purpose in the world right now. Well, I don't know what I'm even getting at here, except that I just don't. Glad I did this, and I'm also just upset for a lot of reasons, and I'm just being reminded of that a lot. I feel like I can't tell that to anyone, as I don't want people to worry about me or coddle me or think that I'm not capable or something. I don't want to be taken care of. I don't know, people have their own shit to worry about. Why do they need to worry about me? And it makes me feel weak. I don't like feeling like I can't take care of myself, so I can't tell people this. I hate even just saying stuff out loud like this in therapy, because then all of a sudden therapy turns into every other question being, well, do you have any thoughts of suicide or hurting yourself? That becomes the entire session, and that's not what I want the entire session to be about. I want the entire session to be about, how do I fix this? Not, oh, you're in crisis mode, and if you're gonna go further, we're gonna have to like commit you or something, because that's what happens when these things pop up and when I have to admit to these things. Okay, well, I better stop because I'm driving. I don't have enough memory on these cards, so whatever.